My mother made me sleep in the cold, so I've been giving her the chills for a decade. I was 8 years old the first winter Mom made me sleep with my window open. She said it would make me stronger, build character. That's what tough kids do. It was January in Michigan, the kind of cold that hurts your face when you breathe. Every night she'd come into my room after I was in bed. She'd walk over to my window and crack it open about 4 inches. Doesn't matter how cold it gets outside. You'll thank me when you're older. I'd lie there under my thin blanket, watching my breath make clouds in the dark. I could hear the wind coming through that gap, feel it on my face. My nose would go numb first, then my ears. I'd wait until I heard her go to bed, then I'd get up and close it. But she always knew. She'd come back an hour later and open it again, sometimes wider. If you close it one more time, I'm taking the blanket too. This went on for 3 years. Every single night from October to April, my friends at school would talk about their warm beds and electric blankets. I'd make up excuses for why I was always tired, why I had a constant cold all winter. When I turned 11, she finally stopped. Never explained why, just stopped opening my window. I moved out at 18, went to college 2 states away, barely called home. But 10 years ago something changed. Mom got sick, nothing terminal, but enough that she couldn't live alone anymore. Her sister called me. Your mom needs help. You're all she's got. I hadn't spoken to her in 6 years. I drove back to Michigan, back to that same house with my old bedroom window. She was sitting in the living room when I got there, skinnier than I remembered, gray hair, but same hard eyes. She didn't apologize, didn't explain, just looked at me and said, I knew you'd come. I told her I'd stay for a while, help her get back on her feet. She nodded like she expected that too. That first night I went into her bedroom after she fell asleep. I walked over to her window, the same kind of window she used to open in my room. I cracked it open, just 4 inches, same as she used to do to me. Then I went to bed. The next morning she didn't say anything, but I saw her wrap a blanket around herself at breakfast. I did it again that night, and the next night, and every night after that. For the first month she never mentioned it, just started wearing more layers to bed, started keeping an extra blanket on her chair. Then one morning she asked, are you opening my window at night? I looked right at her. Doesn't matter how cold it gets outside, you'll thank me when you're older. Her face went white. She stared at me for a long time. I waited for her to yell, to kick me out, to tell me I was being cruel, but she just nodded slowly. I deserved that. That night I went to close her window before bed. A normal thing to do. The revenge was over. I'd made my point, but when I walked into her room she was still awake. Leave it open, she said quietly. What? Leave the window open tonight. I earned it. Mom, it's 20 degrees outside. I know. She pulled her blankets up to her chin. I did this to you for 3 years. You've only been doing it for a month. We're not even close to even yet. I stood there holding the window. This is stupid. You'll get sick. Probably. She looked at me. Same way I probably got you sick back then. Same way I probably gave you 100 sleepless nights. Same way I probably made you hate winter for the rest of your life. I started to close the window anyway. Don't. Her voice was firm. For once in my life, let me take what I deserve. So I left it open, and I went to bed angry, but I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about 8-year-old me under that thin blanket, shivering, confused why my mom would do that. At 2 a.m. I got up, walked to her room. She was awake, staring at the ceiling, shaking under 3 blankets. I closed the window. She looked over at me. I told you to leave it. I know, but I'm not you. I sat down on the edge of her bed, the same bed she used to sit on when she'd tell me goodnight before opening my window. You want to know why I really came back? It wasn't to help you. It was to make you feel what I felt. I wanted you to lie here at night and finally understand what you did to me. She didn't say anything, but now I'm here, and I'm watching you freeze, and I don't feel better. I just feel like I'm turning into you. I stood up to leave. Her voice was so quiet I almost didn't hear it. I was wrong back then. I thought I was making you tough, but I was just being cruel. I stopped at the door. Every night I'd walk past your room and hear you crying, and I'd tell myself it was for your own good, that you'd understand someday. She pulled the blankets tighter, but you did understand. That's why you came back. Not to help me, to show me what I really was. We sat in silence for a long time. Then she said something that broke me. Thank you for being better than me. I've lived with her for 10 years now. Every winter on the coldest night, she asked me to open her window for an hour before bed, just to remember, she says. And every night after exactly 1 hour, I go in and close it. Then I sit with her until she stops shaking. We don't talk about it. We don't need to. Some things don't need forgiveness. They just need witnessing. She's 73 now, still asks for that window to be opened on cold nights, still does her penance, and I still close it after an hour, still sit with her after, not because I forgive her, but because I refuse to let her freeze alone. That's the difference between us. She made me cold to teach me a lesson I never needed. I keep her warm to teach her one she finally understands.